Welcome to the class 8 students. Today I will be going to start a new chapter of your second unit test syllabus, which is reproduction in humans. So in your book this is chapter number 3. So let's start the chapter. Okay, so let me read out from your book. We know that plants reproduce to continue their species. Animals also reproduce for the same reason. So in your previous, means the first unit test, you have read about plant reproduction. There are two types of plant reproduction, that is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Okay, so primitive organisms such as hydra, flatworms reproduce asexually, involving one parent only. So just like in plants that there are two types of reproduction, asexual and sexual, even in animals there are two types of reproduction, same, asexual and sexual. Now the lower groups of animals like hydra, means mostly the unicellular animals, also the lower groups of animals like hydra, flatworm, they reproduce asexually. They do not involve the fusion of gametes that are formed from two parents. They involve only one parent. Okay, so from the body of the parent, single parent, the new offspring is produced. The most advanced multicellular animals, including human beings, reproduce sexually, involving both parents. So the lower groups of animals, they reproduce asexually, but the higher groups of animals, which are more complex, like human beings, other mammals, they reproduce sexually, which involves two parents and involves the production of gametes from those two parents, and finally those two gametes will fuse with each other to form the zygote, which will ultimately give rise to the offspring. Okay, in this chapter you will learn about reproduction in human beings and the various stages of growth and development in them. Okay, so let's talk about sexual reproduction. In human beings, you already know that sexual reproduction involves two organisms, male and female. So let me write it down again. Okay, two organisms are required for sexual reproduction. One is male, other one is the female. So male gamete, which is the sperm, and female gamete, which is the ovum, they fuse together to form the zygote. Is it clear? Okay, so let's move on to the third paragraph of page number 33. Higher animals, including human beings, have distinct male and female sexes. So the higher animals, which are the more complex animals, they have in them the sexes, the genders of the organisms are physiologically demarcated. So by looking at the individual, we can understand if that individual is a male or a female. Okay, the male organism produces male gametes called sperm. I have already written here, while the female organism produces the female gametes called ova, which is the singular is ovum and the plural is ova. Okay, the fusion of the sperm and ovum, they get fused together, is known as, this process of fusion of sperm and ovum is known as fertilization, and as a result of which a zygote is formed. This zygote that then grows into an individual. Okay, moving on to the next paragraph. The fusion of sex cells may occur either outside or inside the body of the female. So in case of human beings or in other mammals, there are a few exceptions, but mostly mammals, in mammals, the fusion of the sperm and ovum, they take place within the body of the female. But in other organisms, the fusion takes place outside the body of, outside means outside any organism's body. Okay, so let's see what it is about. Fusion of sex cells may occur either outside or inside the body of the female. When a sperm fuses with an ovum outside the female body, this is known as external fertilization. Okay, wait. So the types of fertilization are two. One is external fertilization, where the fusion of the male and the female gamete occurs outside the body of the female, and it is seen in aquatic habitats, means mostly in individuals or organisms that are aquatic. They perform this kind of fertilization, and one very good example is fish. So the fertilization in fishes take place within the water, means not even inside the body of the male or the female, but in the aquatic habitat. Okay, and the next type is internal fertilization. We all know the example is human being and all other mammals. Okay, look into your book. So this one example, fish and frog, both fish and frog. In mammals, birds and reptiles, humans, bracket, I'm writing bracket, humans, birds and reptiles. Okay, so these are the two types of fertilization. External fertilization, where the fusion of the male and the female gamete takes place outside the female body, for example fish, frog. And internal fertilization, where the fusion of the male and the female gamete to produce the zygote takes place within the female body, for example mammals, which includes humans, birds, reptiles. Okay, next I will start talking about the sexual reproduction in humans. So since this chapter is basically about how reproduction takes place in the human beings, previously we with all these were the introduction part of this chapter. We now got to know that in human beings internal fertilization takes place. So now we are going to talk about the reproduction process in human beings in details, but before that we have to know the different parts of the male and the female reproductive organ, and then only we can understand how the process of fertilization takes place within the humans. Okay, so the next topic is sexual reproduction in humans. I will continue with that topic in my next video. There I will talk with you about the organs of the male reproductive system, and there will be a diagram along with it, and the organs of the female reproductive system, again there will be a diagram with it. Okay, so today this much. Thank you.